this game eerily reminded me of last year against Georgia. And I know the opponent was different. The ranking was different. You weren't a 24.5-point underdog, and everybody was picking you to win this week. But kind of how the game played out, you know what I mean? As far as, J.C. Horn has the Izzy game, and, you find a way to get the win. It's not always pretty at times. You get outgained just like you did last year. And it's, again, you find yourself in a very interesting spot because last year after you beat Georgia, you were 3-3 with 6 games remaining. This year you beat Auburn. You are 2-2 with 6 games remaining. So now the question turns from okay, awesome. You beat number 15 Auburn. That's great. Now what do you do with it? And I think obviously we know how it finished up last year. I think you lost 5 of your last 6. You lost to Appalachian State. I mean, the wheels fell off very, very quickly. What do you want to see from this team going into the LSU game? Because I think this team is built so much differently than last year's. I think this team is so much better. Like, I'm not necessarily worried we're going to see the quote-unquote wheels fall off at any point. But after a big win like this, and you can equate it to when you were at South Carolina, like, you obviously can't rest on your laurels and get too high. How do you want to see this team channel and use this game, use the confidence from this football game to go throughout the rest of the 2020 season?
Well, I mean, just as you said, just to build that confidence, because at the end of the day, and what's been so interesting to watch throughout this season is I mean, whether you think Tennessee's any good or not, for them to get whacked like they
Blasted
did 2 weeks
Kentucky
in a row and lose by 27 to Kentucky at home, and then you watch like LSU, get beat on the road at Missouri. You watch them, get beat at home by Mississippi State. Mississippi State, the wheels are completely off of the Leach.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah,
wagon train. So I think you play with that confidence in that it doesn't matter like who you're playing, where you're playing, because everything is so fluky right now. So being able to carry that confidence through, I mean, you may be able to beat some teams that nobody in the world would have thought you could have beaten otherwise. And so, steamrolling Vanderbilt, beating Auburn, no matter what Auburn does from here,
right,
just provides you that spark. And it's a spark in the locker room that, like, hey, we won 2 in a row. We know we can do this. We can go in there, and if we want to, we can push LSU around, just like we pushed around Auburn. And having that confidence and executing all those plays you just did to score those points, to get those turnovers, that carries you through into the LSU game, assuming, of course, that the football team didn't go to whatever party that was that had 400 people in the street and now they all have COVID.